From the Doug Crutchfield Fieldhouse at Fitchburg High School, FATV and FHS TV present coverage of Fitchburg Red Raider basketball. And tonight we have a boys basketball game for you here from the Grutch as the Fitchburg Red Raiders take on the Wachusett Mountaineers. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Daniel Bolak. Happy to have you along with us here tonight. The Red Raiders come into this game with a record of 5-5, 3-2 in the Mid-Wash A. Had a 3-game winning streak snapped at the hands of their arch rivals in Leominster just a few nights ago, 60-52. Victor Kutkareyes continued his dominant play, 21 points. Wilmer Casanova added in 13 more. But the Raiders, who led at one-quarter time, were unable to manage the storm of Leominster as they took control of the game in the second quarter and held on through the second half. As for Wachusett, a bit of a down season for the Mountaineers. They are 1-10 and winless in Mid-Wash A action. They're coming off a loss to the Shrewsbury Colonials by a score of 61-55. A better outcome than their first meeting with the Colonials when they lost by far more points at Assumption College. Eric Marziak and Sean Katubi are the leading scorers for the Mountaineers. Neither of them seniors, both of them expected to make big impacts for the green and black tonight. As Wachusett looks to get back to their winning ways. Only one victory on the season for Wachusett, but this is a team that's played one of the toughest schedules in all of Division I. And for Fitchburg, a win tonight will get them back over 500 and return their momentum. We're going to throw it down to the floor and public address Sean Sweeney for the starting lineups and the national anthems next here on FATV and FHS TV.
Before we meet the participants, a reminder that attendance at interscholastic events is a privilege, and that the Massachusetts Interscholastic Athletic Association, the Mid-Wash League, and Fitchburg High School promotes good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We respectfully request your cooperation by supporting these young men and officials in a positive manner. Any racial, sexist, or derogatory comments or profanity or other intimidating actions directed at the student athletes, coaches, or officials will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the field house. Thank you. And now let's meet the starting lineup for the Wachusett Mountaineers, who enter tonight's game with a 1-10 record. A freshman, number 4, Hunter Berry. A freshman, number 13, Thomas Anderson. A junior, number 2, Eric Marchand. A junior, number 12, Sam Mulroy. And a junior, number 20, Miles Paradis. The assistant coaches for the Mountaineers, Nick Baldino, Ryan Olish, Corey Haynes, Ryan Riley, and Zach Berman. The head coach of Wachusett Regional High School in his 24th season, Mr. Tom Gibbons. And now the starting five for the 6-time Central Mass champion Fitchburg High School Red Raiders, who enter tonight's contest with a 5-5 record. A sophomore, number 13, Sigfrido Carrillo. A senior, number 11, Joshua Rodriguez. A senior, number 0, Wilbur Casanova. A senior, number 1, Omar Rodriguez. And a senior, number 2, Victor. The assistant coaches for the Raiders, Devontae Johnson, Alan Mike, and Brian Doherty. The head coach of Fitchburg High School in his first season, Mr. Cedric Robinson. And now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, will you please stand? Gentlemen, remove your hats for the singing of the national anthem performed tonight by Fitchburg High School senior Joshua Gobbin.
By the dawn's early light, what so proudly we and the home of the
Moments away from tip-off here at the Crutchfield Fieldhouse at Fitchburg High School. The Red Raiders of Fitchburg High School and the Mountaineers of Wachusett Regional High School. Daniel Bolak here with you. The starting five for the Red Raiders: Wilbur Casanova, Omar Rodriguez, Victor Cucarez, Joshua Rodriguez, and Sigfrido Carrillo. And for the Mountaineers, Eric Marziak, Hunter Berry, Sam Mulroy, Thomas Anderson, and Miles Paredes. A couple of freshmen drawing into the starting five for Wachusett. In the road, dark green uniforms with black numbers will go from right to left in the first quarter of play. Red Raiders go from left to right, and quickly a jump shot is short by the Raiders. Offensive rebound picked up. Three ball from the left side, a bit too short. And picked up by Wachusett. And bringing it up is Hunter Berry. He's one of those freshmen. They throw it out on the far side. Wachusett with some pressure there from the Raiders. Stealing that away was Joshua Rodriguez. Unfortunately, couldn't keep it from going out of bounds before it got to a Mountaineer and Sam Mulroy. So the green and black keep possession with a fresh 35. Top of the arc, Sam Mulroy goes to the left side. And a reach-in foul is going to be called against the Red Raiders. Trying to whack the ball away, but getting a bit of the arm. And the harm, 43 seconds in, leads to our first foul of the contest. That goes against Sigfrido Carrillo. New rule this year in MIAA basketball, 5 fouls per quarter, then 2 shots. We're not quite there yet, but we have our first basket of the contest. Miles Paredes able to throw that up and in. Cucarez averages 24 points a game, gets the pass off to Omar Rodriguez. Back for Cucarez. Excuse me, that's Carrillo. Top of the paint. Now out to the far side. Raiders pulling it back. Casanova now trying to drive into the paint. Drew some contact. Foul's going to be on the floor. So the basket will not count. Mulroy is going to be called for his first foul. This foul was on the floor, no free throws awarded. Instead, it'll simply be Raider basketball inbounding from underneath the basket. Floated up to Cucarez in the paint, floats it up, does not fall. Mulroy will retrieve that basketball on the far side and bring it up. 6:35 to go in the first quarter, 2-0, make it 4-0 for the Mountaineers. Eric Marziak able to get the 2 on the jumper. 4-0 to Wachusett. Omar Rodriguez at the top of the arc. Bounces it off. 3 ball is going to be short, just barely catches the twine, but bounces favorably for the Raiders. Does not go out of bounds and is saved by Omar Rodriguez. Stumbling, not able to keep that alive, and then also not able to keep it going was Anderson for Wachusett. And contact is going to the basket was Joshua Rodriguez. After all that, we'll have another foul against Wachusett. Thomas Anderson will be called for his first foul of the contest. Minute 57 gone in the first frame, 4-0 to Wachusett. Cucarez, a little bit of pressure from Wachusett. Now back off. Omar Rodriguez, bounce pass. Cucarez cutting into the paint, puts it up and in. First points of the night for the Red Raiders go to their leading scorer, and Victor Cucarez makes it 4-2. Averaging 24.3 points per game. One of the best marks in all of Central Mass. Too many steps taken there by Miles Paredes, and traveling will be called. Now the Raiders Mountaineers methodically making their way up court. Looking to draw a level. As Gutierrez takes most of the 10 seconds required to get over the midcourt. He holds it now at the center circle. Now gets it back there. Gutierrez throws it high up. Hits the back iron, doesn't go. Ends up getting his own rebound. Surrounded by Mountaineers with 4 against him. Threw it up once, couldn't get it. Threw it up again. And he will tie the game. It's that dominant force that gives him so many points on the campaign. 4-4 the score, 3 minutes gone in this contest. That pass to the near side. Miscommunication by Wachusett. So they wanted to find Sam Mulroy. He didn't know the pass was coming for him. Instead, that pass sails out of bounds. We'll have our first substitutions of the night. Raiders still have their starting 5 out there. Brought across midcourt. Give and go. Gutierrez, 3-ball. Too strong. Rebound pulled down by Hunter Berry. Just a freshman wearing those distinctive pink shoes. They'll make the pass off for Eric Marziak. He's got the light blue and yellows. Now for Berry. He's going to try a long 3-ball. Back iron. From that distance and still too strong, but he got his own rebound. Trying to drive baseline. Had the ball knocked out of his hands. It will remain Wachusett basketball. 4:17 to go in the first quarter. 4-4 the score. Gutierrez with all 4 points for the Red Raiders. Marziak and Paredes have the 2 each for Wachusett. Wachusett inbounds. Berry. Pass off for Marziak. Now drives into the paint. Stops. 10-foot jumper is good. And Wachusett retakes the lead 6-4. Raiders will bring it up. Wilbur Casanova wanted to leave it for Joshua Rodriguez. Didn't know it was coming for him for a moment, but kept it going. Now Carrillo on the right side. Finds Gutierrez, so he pulls it out. 12 on the shot clock. 35-second shot clock is relatively new to the MIAA game this year as well. So a runner to right side of paint is good for Wilbur Casanova. That ties the game at 6. We're halfway through the first quarter of play. Wachusett driving in. Barry's got to do something with it. He takes the shot a little short, but it bounces kindly and in. First points of the night for the freshman in Hunter Berry, and it's 8-6 to Wachusett. Gutierrez left side of the paint trying to take it all the way. Does not roll kindly, but he's able to come up with the rebound. And as he's just about to step out of bounds, tried to throw it down court. Instead, caught by a Mountaineer, and under a lot of pressure, whistles here as one of the Mountaineers was slow to get up.
Into the game, Fitchburg, number 3, Michael Polak. Into the game for Wachusett, number 10, Mitchell Donkor. Number 11, Thomas Ravesi. And number 13, Thomas Anderson.
A few substitutions, one for the Red Raiders. Michael Bolak Jr. checks in. He's a sophomore. Mitchell Donkor and Tommy Ravesi come in for the first time for Wachusett. Thomas Anderson re-enters. 3 minutes to go, first quarter, 8-6, Wachusett in front. To the top of the arc. Scarabi for a moment. Now Paredes, out to the right side, Marziak. Try to find some space. He's falling backwards, got the shot off, and a wrestling match for the basketball underneath. It's a tie-up, and the possession arrow favors Wachusett. Miles Paredes underneath, doing a lot of the dirty work. Keep control of that basketball, a death grip on that ball. And first-year head coach Cedric Robinson will call time with 2:46 to go in the first quarter. His side trails by 2 by a score of 8-6. Talk a little bit about how the Red Raiders have been getting on this season. 10 games played thus far. Opened with a loss at Westboro, who are 9-2 this year. Beat Worcester South by just a point on December the 12th. Back-to-back losses against Leominster and Doherty, 70-55 and 62-58. They came back with a win over Algonquin, 53-49, to get their first win in Midwalk-A play this year. Lost to Oakmont, 53-44, and that brings us to game number 7 on their slate, which was their first meeting with the Wachusett Mountaineers. That was a 65-55 win out in the Badlands at the Wachusett Fieldhouse. Kukureas had 36 points for Wachusett. Warner Casanova added 13 of his own. And 8 threes for the Red Raiders helped put them over the top. Meanwhile, for Wachusett in that contest, Sean Katubi led with 17 points, and Eric Marziak had 16 of his own. After that, a win against Chicopee and another one against Algonquin before falling to Leominster this past Tuesday. After the tie-up, it will be Wachusett basketball, but Fitchburg will have the arrow. 2:46 to go in this first quarter of play. 8-6, Wachusett in front. Inbound goes to Marziak. We'll throw it out for Katubi. Top of the arc now to Marziak, wide open. His three is off the mark. Offensive rebound, put up, but not in. Katubi with the pressure there, or Donkor, excuse me, who had that shot but couldn't get it to fall. Here's Bolak at the center circle. 1 of 2 on this roster. His cousin Luke is also a member of this Red Raider side. On the right side, Wilmer Casanova. Step back jumper. 3 hops in the rim, but does not fall. Ball has not been bouncing as kindly for the Raiders on the rim as it has been for the Mountaineers. As they drive in, counted and one. Sean Katubi getting his first points of the contest.
Got the basket. Number 15, Sean Katubi. He will shoot 2.
Katubi will shoot 1 to try to complete the 3-point play. That'll rattle home. First 3 of any kind tonight. Old school, new school. And it makes it 11-6 in favor of Wachusett. Bounce pass, finds Carrillo in the right corner, trying to drive in towards the paint, puts it off the window and in. Sigfrido Carrillo gets his first points of the night, cuts the deficit to 3. With plenty of time, Marziak with the 3 doesn't go. Barry pulls down the board. Now to the left side for Donkor. Donkor with the pass off, comes back to him at the free throw line. 2 Raiders on him. Back for Katubi at the top of the arc. Trying to juke out Bolak. Able to get a teardrop. But it sails over the rim and nearly stolen away. Hunter Berry coming in like a flash, trying to steal that ball away and then just knocking it out of bounds. Then tried to show off his footwork a little bit. Double substitutions for Wachusett. 1:12 to go in the first quarter, 11-8. The Mountaineers in front. There's Michael Bolak on the near side. Out to Carrillo now, left side, 3-ball, good! Victor Kuka-Reyes for 3 will tie the score at 11. He's got 7 first quarter points. Here's Barry, left elbow, jumper too strong. Rebound taken by the Raiders in Carrillo. Here's Casanova driving to the basket, but that will not count. It's an offensive foul.
Fitchburg foul, number 0, Wilmer Casanova.
Too much contact driving to the paint. Casanova picks up his first foul of the contest. And he'll go to the bench and take a breather. Under 40 seconds to go in the first quarter. We are tied at 11. Wachusett has either led the whole way or tied. Fitchburg has not been out in front quite yet. Here's Redding, one of those Mountaineers who checked in the game. Shot from the top of the arc by Hunter Berry is woefully short and bounces out of bounds. See him clap his hands in frustration afterwards, thinking, I've got to do better than that. Kuka-Reyes with Barry on him. Got the pass off, but knocked away. Paredes getting his hands up there and batting it out of bounds. Raiders will inbound from the near sides line. It's Kuka-Reyes into the paint, taking it all the way, puts it through. And the Raiders lead for the first time tonight, 13-11. Pressure in the backcourt, and a 40-foot runner at the buzzer. Off the window, off the rim and out. And at one quarter time, 13-11, Fitchburg in front. Wachusett definitely controlled the play for much of that first quarter, but Fitchburg, they were able to battle back when they needed to. But you could already see the brilliance of Victor Cucarez, the senior guard, with 9 first-quarter points. He's got 9 of the 13 for the Red Raiders. Wilbur Casanova's got 2. Sigfrido Carrillo's got 2 as well for Wachusett. Eric Marziak has 4. Sean Katubi has 3. The leading scorers, of course, getting in the thick of it for the green and black. Katubi coming into today with 13.1 points per game average. Eric Marziak has 9.3. Dylan Harper, 8.6. But Harper no longer listed on the roster for Wachusett. Not the one that we've got. Hunter Berry would be next on the list then. 7.1 points per game. Tom Gibbons, who's been coaching this team for about a quarter century, one of the more experienced coaches in Central Mass basketball. Not often has Wachusett found themselves in a position where they've been struggling a little bit. I don't know if they've ever had a record this bad at this point of the season. Only 3 times has Wachusett missed the playoffs with Tom Gibbons as their head coach. But currently 51st in the power ratings, 19 spots from safety. They're either going to need quite the large run to close out the season, or they're going to find themselves missing the playoffs for consecutive seasons for the first time in quite a while. Victor Cucarez will open the scoring in the second quarter with a 3-ball from the left side. It's a 5-point lead for the Red Raiders. 16-11, they are on a 10-0 run. Left side of the paint, so much pressure there. Barry not able to get a clean release off, but the last touch is by a Raider. Wachusett will maintain possession.
Number 12, Tyrese Green, Fitchburg.
Tyrese Green will enter for the first time. He's a freshman, the only one on the varsity roster. Pressure looking for someone inbound to. Found Katubi cutting to the basket. Couldn't get it to fall. Now to the right side. And Katubi going to the basket. Lost the handle on it. All contact was clean. The Raiders will retain possession. Will actually take possession away after all of that. 45 seconds gone in the second quarter of play. 16-11. Fitchburg in front. Bit of a scoring drought for Wachusett. Traveling violation called against Joshua Rodriguez.
3 inches of game for the Raiders. Releases Rodriguez.
Poor footwork on the dribble. Donkor will inbound to Katubi. Katubi slowly bringing up, throws right side. Barry 3-ball is short. And the rebound taken by Fitchburg in Casanova. Raiders will bring it up far side. There's that driving speed and a beautiful 2. Joshua Rodriguez gets the 2. Extends the run to 12-0. 18-11, Fitchburg in front. Near side and moved around to the far. Barry. Nifty footwork to try to deke out Cucarez. Donkor battling at the right elbow. Looking for someone to dump off to. Shot clock winding down to 5. A lot of pressure, 2 players to try to navigate through. And contact will be called against Fitchburg. Tyrese Green will pick up his first foul. As we talked about, too, the fouls reset after each quarter of play. So even though the Raiders have picked up 3, they've been forgiven for their past sins. and we reset from 0 at the start of each quarter. Foul was on the floor, so Wachusett with just a fresh 35 instead. On the near side, Tommy Ravesi with the pass off. Found Katubi, but only with a little bit of pressure. And Tom Gibbons not really liking what he was seeing out of his team's offense, and he'll call his first time out. A 5:48 to go in the second quarter. It's Fitchburg 18 and Wachusett 11. Each team gets 5 timeouts in MIAA basketball, all of them 60 seconds in length. Teams aren't going to call too many timeouts earlier on in the contest because they'll want to save those for later, especially when you get into the end game, since the clock never stops for a made basket in high school basketball. Whereas in higher levels, late in the contest, in the final minute in college, and in the last 2 minutes in the NBA, they will stop the clock on makes. Talk a little bit about the Midland Wachusett standings coming into tonight. Leominster a perfect 5-0, Shrewsbury 2-1, Fitchburg 3-2, Algonquin 1-3, and Wachusett 0-5. You can see the snow wreaking a little bit of havoc on the schedule, making it so some teams like Shrewsbury and Algonquin haven't quite played all of the games yet, or as many games as the other 3 have. In fact, for Fitchburg High School, next week they're going to have a home-and-home, hosting Shrewsbury on the 31st. Then they'll go down to Shrewsbury 2 days later and play them again. That wasn't originally scheduled, but the original game earlier this month wiped out due to bad weather. Wachusett inbounds with 5:45 to go in the first half of play. 18-11 the score. On the near side, Thomas Anderson will get the pass off to Marziak, and now a 3-ball high arc on that shot. Doesn't go, but another offensive rebound for the Mountaineers. Katubi, runner from distance, pops 3-4 times on the rim, does not fall. Raiders will bring it up again on the far side. Another example, trying to take it all the way and not able to get that to fall. Offensive rebound and a foul from there.
Wachusett foul, number 13, Thomas Anderson, his second personal foul.
Anderson picks up his second foul.
Number 13,
Joshua Reyes, who was going all the way on the initial.
Raiders replaces number 12, Tyrese. Also into the game, number 20, Miles Paredes for Wachusett, replaces Anderson.
Raiders couldn't hold on to the basketball, and Wachusett bringing it up from Katubi. On the right side, Marziak. A little bit of trouble with his footwork, but keeps it going. Makes it all the way to the rack. Couldn't get it to fall. Wachusett's scoring drought continues. It's been several minutes without any points. That finally comes to an end. Katubi sinks the triple. And just like that, he doubles his scoring total on the night. He's up to 6 points now. 18-14 the score, Fitchburg in front. Momentarily interrupting a 12-0 run. 3-ball is no good out of the hands of Sigfrido Carrillo. Wachusett goes into transition. Katubi on the right side, driving to the free throw line. Jumper is good. The run is broken now. Turn into a 5-0 run for Wachusett and Katubi. 18-16 the score. Katubi's got half of the Wachusett points. Wachusett not happy with the call. It's going near side. Up the baseline was Carrillo. They think it went off Carrillo, but they say it went off of one of the Mountaineers' legs. Stays Fitchburg ball. We reach the halfway point of the second quarter. 2-point lead for the Red Raiders. Kiko Reyes backing up to the midline. Passes it off for Michael Bolak. Wilbur Casanova on the near side. The free throw line in the paint. Tries to throw up with all this pressure. No contact. Rising to the level of a foul. And a loose ball couldn't be saved. We'll go back to Wachusett. See all these players trying to soak up the condensation on the floor with their feet. When players go to the floor like that, the sweat can lubricate the court, cause losses of traction. Nobody wants to see players taking tumbles because their feet give way from under them. So everyone getting together try to clear that up. Katubi making all the way to the backboard, stops, puts it up and in. 7 in a row for Sean Katubi. He's got 10 on the night, and just like that, we are level at 18. 200 ticks of the clock in the first half of play. Omar Rodriguez, right side, kicks out. Bolak for 3, short. Barry gets the rebound for the Mountaineers. It's off for Katubi. Unable to stop his momentum was Casanova. He picks up his second foul. Inbounded by Paredes. Now for Katubi. He'll try the jumper from the left side. Does not go. Raiders quickly go in transition. Cucarez. Take a couple steps back to the center circle. Hanging out around the attack line. Now bounce pass right side Omar Rodriguez. Trying to drive baseline. Couldn't get that to go. Wachusett begging for a travel. Won't matter in the grand scheme of things with the miss. Sean Katubi, top of the arc. He's just a sophomore for Wachusett. Could be a player to watch in the coming years. Barry's shot is short and low.
Number 5, Devani DeLeon, which is the game for the Raiders.
Devani DeLeon will enter for the first time today. He's got distinctive lime green shoes. Another football player playing basketball this season for the Red Raiders. Rodriguez to DeLeon. Quickly pressured, and the turnover forced by Eric Marziak. Took it to the rim, couldn't get it to go. Pinball's out of bounds, last touched by the Mountaineers. Rodezi was there for Wachusett, and it was last off him. 2:04 to go in the first half of play. 18-18 the score. 7-0 run for Wachusett, breaking up a 12-0 run by Fitchburg. Been a very streaky game between these two sides. Reyes thought he had an opening for a moment, thought better of it. Took some time, took the jumper from the right side, but it rattles out. Marziak left side, 3 ball. Is good! Each team with double-digit runs. 12 in a row, answered by 10 in a row by Wachusett. Eric Marziak with the triple, his first of the night. He's got 7. 21-18, Wachusett leads. Far side Casanova. Dribbling with it. On for Bolak. At the top of the arc. Omar Rodriguez wanted to shoot. Didn't like Katubi staring in his face. Cucarez with the 3. Took contact.
Wachusett foul on number 4, Hunter Berry. That is his first personal foul, team's second of the second quarter. Number 2, Victor Kota at the line to shoot 3.
So with the contact on the triple, Cucarez will get a chance to earn those 3 points one shot at a time. First free throw is good. First free throw of the night for the Red Raiders. Been a relatively clean first half of basketball. Second free throw is no good. Back iron that time.
Number 13, Thomas Anderson, enters the game for Wachusett, replaces Berry.
One more free throw coming for the senior. And this one bounces in. 2 points for Cucarez the line. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Cut the deficit to 1, 21-20. And a beautiful 3 by Sean Katubi. It's at 24-20. A traveling called against Fitchburg with the contact and all of that going on the other end. The second quarter's been the Sean Katubi show. He's quickly up to 13 points. And on the season, Katubi averages 13.1. With the loss of Dylan Harper, you have to ask Katubi to step up more and provide more offense. Whistle will blow against Fitchburg. That'll be against Bolak.
Fitchburg foul, number 30, Michael Bolak. His second personal foul, team third.
Will be ruled a shooting foul.
Katubi at the line for the Mountaineers.
Katubi will get 2. He's taken the only free throw tonight for Wachusett, which was good. That one's good as well. He's matched Kukureas in scoring. He's up to 14.
Number 11, Thomas Robesi, enters the game for Wachusett.
One more free throw coming for the sophomore. That's good as well. 15 points for Sean Katubi. Wachusett with a 6-point lead, their largest of the night. Heck of a run for the Mountaineers to take this lead. And look at all this pressure now coming to the floor. All of this going on. And Wachusett somehow able to come up with it and a run about 10-15 seconds off the clock for good measure. Katubi pressing all the buttons on his controller. Got it out left side, 3-ball, no good. A lot of jostling for the basketball. It'll come up Wachusett's way, Marziak. And now a travel call after all of that. Raiders will get one last possession, 4.5 ticks to bring it up. Have to settle for a long shot from 40 feet. It's contested. It falls 5 feet short of the rim. A back and forth first half of action. Both teams with runs of double-digit points unanswered. But ultimately, Wachusett closes out that first half with a 15-2 run. And at halftime here at the Crutchfield Fieldhouse, it's Fitchburg 20 and Wachusett 26.
Now, please welcome to the floor to our Fitchburg Youth Basketball Little League teams, Team Orange and Team Red.
It's been an exciting first 16 minutes of basketball, and a lot more excitement to come in this Mid-Wash showdown between Fitchburg and Wachusett. We'll take a brief break, and when we back, we'll have first half numbers and the second half for you, so don't go away. This is Red Raider Basketball on FATV and FHS TV. Welcome back to the Doug Crutchfield Fieldhouse here at Fitchburg High School. We get ready for the start of the second half between the Red Raiders of Fitchburg High School and the Mountaineers of Wachusett. 26-20, Wachusett leads through 16 minutes of play. Daniel Bolak here with you on FATV and FHS TV. Proud to be part of the student-led production here. Fitchburg, that first half of play between these two sides, that was definitely a tale of two stars. Victor Kutkareas with 14 first half points for the Red Raiders, really dominating the play. Meanwhile, for Wachusett, they were led by Sean Katubi with 15 first half points, already eclipsing his average for a game in just 16 minutes of basketball. A little more impressive, he came off the bench as well, not one of the starting 5 for the Mountaineers. He is on the court, though, to start this second half of play, this third quarter of play for Wachusett, who go left to right in the road dark green uniforms with black numbers. The Red Raiders in the home white uniforms with red numbers. They'll go right to left. Here is Katubi on the right side. Few dribbles, passes off. Anderson around to the right side, Eric Marziak. Marziak trying to go inside, didn't like what he saw. Paredes now up for Katubi at the left elbow. Waiting out everyone, getting the shot off and through. 17 points for Sean Katubi. Wachusett extends their lead to 8 points, 28-20. On the right side, Kutkareas, pass inside, spinning around and putting up and in. Joshua Rodriguez. Reyes will get the assist on that one. Makes it 28-22. 1 minute gone in this third quarter. Right side, Marziak, three ball, swishes home. The lead now 9 for Wachusett. 31-22, Marziak up to 10 points on the night. Here's Reyes. Stands at the Fitchburg F. Now to the right side, his pass. And driving to the basket. Offensive foul. That was on Casanova, and that's going to be his third. Look at the scores across the season besides Reyes. Wilmer Casanova is second with 10.3 a game, but already getting a little dicey on the fouls. That was his third. Wachusett setting up shop, trying to make it a double-digit lead. They will do just that. Marziak with the two. 33-22 now. Raiders try to answer back with a three. They will have one. Omar Rodriguez opens his account. The three makes it 33-25. Wachusett tries to answer back with a three of their own. They will. Thomas Anderson will also open his scoring account. His first points of the night, also a three, makes it 36-25. Pressure underneath leads to a foul against the Mountaineers. Hunter Berry picks up his second of the contest.
Number 2, Victor Cook at the line for Fitchburg to shoot 2.
Victor Reyes will shoot 2 from the line. First one's good. His first point of the second half. Put him up to 15 points in the contest. Second one rattles out. Remain a 10-point lead for Wachusett, 36-26. Three ball for Wachusett goes too strong. The Raiders won by 10 in Holden earlier this year. And the Mountaineers currently leading by 10 here in Fitchburg. Victor Reyes on the right side, kicks it out, left side, Casanova, three, switch! Check that, Sigfrido Carrillo with the triple. Forgot who was standing over in the corner for a moment. Carrillo up to 5 points with the three. And that'll cut into the deficit a little bit. 36-29, Wachusett in front. 5:02 to go in the third quarter. And Tom Gibbons will call his second of 5 timeouts. We'll talk a little bit about the scores for the Red Raiders after Casanova. Third on the team in point scoring is Isaac Rosado. He's not played in this game. 5.9 a game. Joshua Rodriguez has 5.7. Omar Rodriguez 4.2. You can see they are a little top heavy. Meanwhile, for Wachusett, we'll talk about their schedule a little bit. They have played a tremendously tough schedule this season, one of the toughest in Division I, which could help tie into why the record may not be as strong as I imagine the Mountaineers faithful would like it to be. In fact, you look at the first 3 opponents they play, North High School out of Worcester, Leominster, and Catholic Memorial. Those 3 teams enter tonight with a combined record of 39 wins and 3 losses. Needless to say, Wachusett did not win any of those games. They did win the following game of that stretch against Doherty, a team that Fitchburg did not beat earlier this year. Then they lost to Shrewsbury for the first time, lost to Natick as well. Also lost against Shepherd Hill, Algonquin, and Leominster. Record-wise, not too many teams under 500 that Wachusett has played this year. That'll tie into the high SOS. Here's Sean Katubi, top of the paint, left side, double team, kicks out long, 3 ball is short. Another offensive rebound rejected by the rim. Grappling match for it underneath the basket. It's a tie up, and that will go to Fitchburg. Raiders will take it on the arrow. And I think Paredes is having a bit of trouble here.
Number 12, Sam Mulroy re-enters the game for the Mountaineers.
Holding his head, holding his face. Not feeling all that well right now. He'll be helped up to his feet. A round of applause from the faithful here. He'll check out of the game. They'll check on him and ensure that he's all right. Victor Reyes brings it over the timeline with 2 seconds to spare. Raiders setting up their offense. Omar Rodriguez out on the left side. Swings it out right side. 3-ball, good! Sigfrido Carino with another triple. And just like that, the deficit is 4. 36-32. There's a jumper on the left side. That is good for Katubi. He's up to 19 points. 3-ball is no good. They'll rush for the board. But Katubi's going to come up with that as well. That pass out of his hands, knocked out of his hands by a Red Raider. Into the Raider bench. Wachusett will retain possession. Halfway through the third quarter of play. 38-32, Wachusett in front. Katubi at the top of the arc. Having a little bit of trouble with this dribble. Joshua Rodriguez on him. Now pass inside. A cut move. Now Barry on the left wing. 12 on the shot clock. Bring it all the way back out to the center circle. Now Katubi trying to get to the arc. His shot is short. And smart placement there by Carrillo, standing where a Mountaineer wasn't going to be able to get to that basketball and save it from going out of bounds. 3:21 to go in the third quarter. 38-32, Wachusett in front. Fitchburg's had a little bit of a run to close up the deficit, as they trailed by as many as 11. Reyes underneath, fighting off everybody. Eventually draws enough harm to cause the whistle.
Wachusett foul number 15, Sean Katubi. That is his first personal foul.
Katubi has been clean throughout this contest, but no more. That's his first.
Number 2,
Victor Reyes at the line. Leads the team in free throws made this year with 35. Not counting tonight. The first one rattles out.
Number 10, Mitchell Duncan.
Victor Reyes, in fact, has attempted all 6 free throws tonight for Fitchburg. He is 3 of 6 at the line. One more free throw for him will be successful. Get him to 16 points. The score now 38-33 in favor of Wachusett. Jumper on the left side is no good. Rebound pulled down by the Raiders. Omar Rodriguez, pass up. There's a 3-ball. That is not going to fall for the Raiders, but another offensive rebound. Give themselves a second chance. That will last until the tie-up. The arrow says Fitchburg, but I believe it's Wachusett's ball. I don't think the arrow changed after the last tie-up. And the way everybody's going, I think everybody agrees the arrow never changed.
Jump ball, possession, Wachusett. Number 13, Thomas Anderson re-enters the game. And number 5, Tavani Leon.
A couple of substitutions, and now, because there was a tie-up and the arrow didn't change last tie-up, they are told, don't change it this time. Now it's correct. Once we've had 2 wrongs, now we have made a right. Here's Mitchell Doncourt at the top of the arc. Goes right side of the paint, all the way to the basket, around 3 Raiders. That's the first points of the night for Mitchell Doncourt, the senior. Makes it 40-33 in favor of Wachusett. Doncourt, one of just 2 seniors on this roster, along with Tommy Revezi. Floater is good for Omar Rodriguez. Cuts it back to 5 in transition. That one doesn't fall. Offensive rebound for Wachusett. Barry with the jump pass, pinballing around, trying to find Mulroy. Ball eventually goes out of bounds in the corner. Rodriguez goes up the steps into the stands. It will remain Wachusett basketball. 1:47 to go, third quarter, 40-35. Wachusett in front. Thomas Anderson, the inbound, it's stolen away by Cucarez. He sees a lot of clean hardwood in front of him, and he finishes it. Took it all the way to the basket, counted and won.
That is his first personal foul.
Doncourt run up for his first. Cucarez will shoot one, try to get 3 the old-fashioned way and cut the deficit to 2. But it rattles out. But it's an offensive rebound. Devani DeLeon wins the basketball. But all of that mooted by a travel. We'll say Bolak's feet moved as he was catching and trying to move the ball along. Raiders were going for 3 the old-fashioned way, almost turned into something a lot better than that. But nevertheless, it is a one-possession game now, 40-37. Under 90 seconds to go in the third quarter of play. On the right side, Eric Marziak. The pass-off in transition, a bit too strong out of the hands of Sam Mulroy. Wachusett not getting anything there, but they're able to force a turnover. That pops right into the hands of Mulroy. Here's Doncourt trying to take it all the way. Off the window, counted and won.
Fitchburg foul number 1, Omar Rodriguez. That is his first personal.
Omar Rodriguez called for the foul, unable to stop Doncourt from getting the finish. Casanova's going to check back in for the Raiders. But of course, his usage will be monitored by his foul situation. Doncourt misses the free throw, but an offensive rebound for the Mountaineers. Trying to make it 5 points on this trip with a 3. Couldn't get that to go. Ball bounces around on the baseline. Last off a Raider before it touches the red on the wrong side. .58 seconds to go in the third. 5-point lead for Wachusett. Could still get plenty more points on this trip. Referees double check their work. Make sure they're happy with that call. Katubi able to find someone to pass it to, but Doncourt isn't able to climb the ladder. Cucarez keeps that from going into the Fitchburg bench. Now in the paint, 3-4 Mountaineers there. Kicked out 3 ball. Front iron. Glasson no good. Rebound taken in by Katubi. Will try to take it all the way. The runner is no good, but he got his own rebound. 2 rebounds in a matter of moments. 3 ball left side, in and out. Bolak gets the rebound, and a foul is called as Carrillo was knocked to the floor. 4th foul against Wachusett in this third quarter. That'll be the second against Mitchell Doncourt. 29.3 to go in the third, 42-37 in favor of the Mountaineers. Shot clock will be off. And any foul by Wachusett in this final possession and change will result in free throws. See them swarming the Raiders all that possession, and they force the turnover. Now Wachusett brings it up with 10. Onto the right side, Marziak with the 3 ball. Sinks it. 13 points tonight for Eric Marziak. Here's a 45-footer that's offline by the Raiders. And at 3-quarter time, it's 45-37 in favor of Wachusett. Another action-packed quarter of play. Wachusett slowly and steadily increasing their output. 11 in the first, 15 in the second, and 19 in the third for their total of 45. For the Raiders, 13 in the first, just 7 in the second quarter. And they found 17 points in the third quarter. Easily the highest scoring frame we've had. But Wachusett expanded the lead out to 8 points. A couple of well-placed shots near the end of the frame, the factor there. 19 points for Sean Katubi. The sophomore has really had quite the contest for the Mountaineers. Meanwhile, Eric Marziak adding and contributing with 13 of his own. For the Red Raiders, you can see they're putting a lot more pressure on Victor Cucurella and not letting him play his game. He's only got 18 points through 3 quarters. Again, he averages 24.3. That's third in all of Central Mass. Only players with more, Jack McGrath of St. Paul, 24.9. And Lucas Miglianico of Shepherd Hill, 25.1. Raiders will start with the ball in the fourth quarter. Wilbur Casanova inbounds to Michael Bolak. That's off on the right side. Driving kick out, Carrillo, left side baseline. Gets it up and in. Carrillo up to 10 points. Back to a 2-possession game, but by the maximum 6, 45-39. Teardrop is high in the air, does not fall. Raiders get the board. Reyes moves across the midline, makes his move, keeps his dribble going. Throws out right side, 3 ball, won't go. But an offensive rebound by De Leon. It'll go out to Cucurella, now on the right side, pull it all the way back. Not too far though. It's for Casanova, and now Cucurella. Let the offense develop in front of him. Running the shot clock down to 15 seconds. Back to Cucurella. Out to the left corner, Carrillo. Shot clock down to 6. Bolak, right side, bounce pass. Gotta take something here, and it will go. Devani De Leon with his first points of the night. Worked all 35 seconds of that shot clock. Found a 2 to cut the score to 4. 45-41. Mountaineers have been in front for quite a while, since late in the second quarter. Finding a bit of space and time to work with, and getting the 2, Sean Katubi rolls his score up to 21 points. 6 minutes to go in regulation time. 47-41, Wachusett in front. Katubi's season high is 25. He's got 21 tonight. Cucurella up to the left side. Bolak, 3. Won't go. Battling for the board. Katubi will come up with it. A valiant effort from Devani De Leon getting his hands in there. A tie up on the right side of the paint. Wachusett will keep the ball, but Fitchburg will take the arrow.
Number 13, Thomas Anderson, re-enters the game for the Mountaineers.
Wachusett will look. They'll inbound. Marziak on the near side with De Leon on him. Throw out far side. Wachusett moves it around. Katubi to the top of the arc. Found an opening, and he nails it. Gave him too much space to work with. And Sean Katubi with a triple makes it 50-41. Raider goes to the floor. Casanova follows up, gets that one. And that's going to be called an offensive foul.
Wachusett foul on number 11, Thomas Rovesi.
Excuse me, if that's not an offensive foul.
First in the fourth quarter.
Thought it might have been, but instead they did call that against Rovesi. So Wilbur Casanova will get 2 free throws here. First free throw, back iron, no good. It's actually the first free throw taken by a Raider that's not Victor Cucurellas tonight. I imagine Coach Robinson not terribly pleased with the free throw shooting tonight. That one rattled home. But each free throw has been a coin flip tonight. The Raiders as a whole are 5 for 10 at the charity stripe. But nevertheless, Casanova up to 3 points. 50-42, Wachusett in front. Katubi taking all the way, got the 2 there. It's now a season high for him, 26 points. He's got half of Wachusett's output. They lead by 10, 52-42. Cucurellas with nothing but net on that one. And he's up to 20 points on the campaign on this night. 4:31 to go, fourth quarter, 52-44. And Cedric Robinson, the first-year head coach, will call his second time out. Let's talk about what these two teams have in store for them on the campaign. Fitchburg in the middle of a 4-game homestand. On the 29th, they'll be hosting the Rangers of Westboro, 7 o'clock here at the Grutch. And then they'll be taking on the Colonials in the front half of a home-and-home. That's Shrewsbury High School, January the 31st, and then February the 2nd down at their place. I love that to cue. Sean Sweeney starts talking about the upcoming schedule as well. For Wachusett, they have Shrewsbury coming up next on January the 30th. It's the third time they're playing Shrewsbury this year. They play Shrewsbury in extra time because they drew them in a Christmas tournament at Assumption. So that first meeting didn't count for league play, but this one and the previous one did, and does. Then on Thursday, 6 days from now, Wachusett will be taking on another group of Red Raiders, those being the Red Raiders of Lowell High School. Back Wachusett tonight, starting off a 4-game road trip. They won't be back at the field house at Wachusett until February the 9th, when they get to take on Algonquin. All the schools in the Midland Wachusett League, Fitchburg, Wachusett, and Shrewsbury all have one thing in common. Of all those schools, they're the only ones that have a running track and a proper field house. Means hosting a lot of track meets. Wachusett leads by 8. Trying to come away with a big road victory in just their second win of the season. Shot clock running down to 12 as Doncor moves it off of Paredes. Now thrown out for Katubi. 26 points on the night. He's been the hero of the day. And even more so as he draws contact on another make.
Sean Katubi. Fitchburg foul number 1,
Omar Rodriguez dinged for his second. Katubi will go back to the line. Perfect 3 for 3 at the charity stripe tonight. Trying to make an 11-point lead again. That's been the largest lead of the night for Wachusett. Rattles so many times. But the ball's been friendly to him tonight. Old-fashioned three-point play. He's got 3 of the new school ones tonight, too. It's his second old-fashioned 3. He opened his scoring with 1. 29 points off the bench for Sean Katubi. And Wachusett leads by 11, 55-44. Raiders just looking for anything to spark a comeback. 3 balls not going to fall out of the hands of Omar Rodriguez. And Wachusett will just quickly drive down court. Marziak wanting to draw contact, didn't get it there, but contact elsewhere against Wachusett.
Wachusett foul on number 10, Mitchell Doncor. That is his
third foul against Mitchell Doncor.
Number 4, Hunter Berry re-enters the game.
Casanova was dumped to the floor. Carrillo will inbound for the Raiders in front of the Wachusett bench. Casanova calls out the plays and moves it along. Victor Reyes for Casanova. We're top of the arc. Dumped to the floor. It's a violent collision.
Miles Paredes, his first personal foul, team third.
Paredes called for his first foul. It was good to see he was all right after he went down earlier in this half. Boy, that was bad contact that you don't want to see. Just completely lost control of his body and plowed into Casanova, and he's got to check out of the game. Third foul against Wachusett in this half. See all the pressure on Cucureyes. Gets a pass off. Rejected by the backboard. And Wachusett will make their way up. 3 minutes to go in this contest. Up by 11. You know, one of the things I imagine their coaching staff would like their team to do is really slow it down, keep the ball away. But Katubi will run it down long enough and get a two. He found an opening and he took it.
Number 2, Eric Marshall reaches the game for the Mountaineers.
Marziak comes back in. As Cucureyes is going to be checked on here. We'll get additional support here to check on him. Definitely been a rough and tumble second half where there's been a lot of contact, a lot of blows. .245 to go here in this fourth quarter of play. 57-44, Wachusett in front with their largest lead of the night. Now Victor Cucureyes helped back up. A round of applause from everyone. He'll make his way off the court under his own power. 20 points on the night for the senior guard. Been a rather challenging night for the Red Raiders. May very well fall under 500, barring a frantic and furious comeback here in the final 2 3/4 minutes of this game. Their largest deficit of the night, 13 points, 57-44. They trail. Giovanni DeLeon holds at the top of the arc. Pass off right side, Michael Bolak with a deep three. Now cutting the deficit a bit with his first points of the night. Makes it 57-47 in favor of Wachusett. Now the Raiders will need a shot. Will need a stop, but Katubi found the opening. His three ball is short, but beautifully saved by Paredes. Shot clock won't reset on the air ball, so the shot clock will keep on ticking down to 10 seconds. Katubi, triple teamed underneath. They're going to rule a tie-up. Fitchburg will keep the ball, but they've got to trade the arrow instead for it. After a moment, they verify the health of Victor Cucureyes. He's come back into the contest. Bolak with the pass, intercepted by Paredes. Reyes wants to take it all the way, and he will. (59-47) the score now. Skuka Reyes underneath gets the pass off. Joshua Rodriguez will get the finish. 59-49. And now just 80 seconds left. Raiders or Katubi. Raiders ever so desperately need a stop. They'll get one here. The missed dribble by Ravezzi. Reyes, left side. Contact drawn. He'll go to the line.
Wachusett foul, number 2, Eric Marjage. That is his
first foul against Eric Marziak in this game.
Number 2, Victor Kupta at the line to shoot 2.
Victor Gutierrez at the line. We'll have 2. First one won't go. He dips under 50% tonight at the line. 4 for 9. Second one is nothing but net.
Timeout, Fitchburg.
Raiders will call their third timeout with 64 seconds left on the clock. They trail by 9, 59-50. Talk about the game reset here. We can see Wachusett with 4 fouls, Fitchburg with 1. Fitchburg can at least take advantage that any more Wachusett discipline will lead to free throws for them. Meanwhile, the Raiders do have some fouls to give. 3 in all, but it may get to the point, where in the end game where you actually want to foul, they may have to just force the Mountaineers to inbound a few times because they're not going to be able to just force them to go to the line. The Raiders coming tonight 5-5 overall, 3-2 in Mid-Watch A play. Got 17 games in their regular season schedule. Mentioned Wachusett, Shrewsbury twice. Will be at Burncoat. Then 2 home games to finish off the schedule in Lunenburg and St. Paul. And then at least 1 game, probably 2, in the CMATA tournament. Well, they'll most likely end up with a total of 19 games played. Wachusett able to break the press, get it up court, Doncourt. And now, as Katubi is able to take control of the basketball, Mountaineers will call timeout. They have a full 3-possession lead with 56.7 on the clock. Each team has 2 timeouts remaining. But Wachusett for them ahead. They have Shrewsbury, Lowell, Worcester South. Then they host Algonquin. They're at Doherty. Then they will play Framingham. The Flyers have struggled a little bit this year. They're winless. And then Wachusett will finish the season as they have in recent years, going to Andover and playing in their end-of-season tournament. They'll play Cambridge Ridge and Ladin on February the 19th. And then they'll take on the winner of Andover or another team to be confirmed. Andover definitely booked a 4th team for that tournament. They just aren't telling anyone who it is. So they'll finish with 20 games. Top 32 teams in each division automatically make the playoffs. Fitchburg currently 26th right now, since they have a pretty strong strength of schedule for Division II standards. This would take a little bit of a bite into that. Here's Katubi with the pressure and the contact. Omar Rodriguez called for his 3rd foul. Only the 2nd against Fitchburg. So that's what that's going to do is reset the shot clock. Since the Raiders had 3 fouls to give, it means just an inbound. What the Raiders might want to do is, if they aren't able to get the steal quickly enough, they're probably going to want to foul and force them to get to the line. Rodriguez has to give up his last foul to give. Raiders as a team still have 2 more before they can force them to the line. Able to safely inbound. Correa's tried to put a hand on him, try to force contact. Wasn't good enough. We play on. Clock down to 35 seconds. To be held in the corner. Rodriguez trying to force the contact. Still not good enough. Now it's finally strong enough from Casanova. Or Carrillo. It's the second time I've done that tonight. Said Casanova when I meant Carrillo. That's the last foul to give. And now with the next foul, Fitchburg can force Wachusett to the line. There's sometimes those weird circumstances. Now they're trying to force that turnover. They actually have done that. Marziak couldn't hold on to the basketball, and he's ruled the last to touch it. So after all that, the Raiders do win the basketball. Clock is drained down to 25.4. Bolak finds Soma Rodriguez to Correas, left side. Trying to go right to the basket with all the moves. Can't get it to go. And a loose ball foul will bring the ball back to the other end of the court. First foul against Correas. And now Wachusett finally in the bonus. And Hunter Berry will go to the line. Berry with the pink shoes, 2 points on the night. 2 free throws the rest of the way. First one's no good. One more free throw for Berry. Makes that one. Came today third on the team in free throws made. He'd made 6. (60-50). Bolak bringing it up quickly. Kicks out right side. 3 ball. Rattles out. Rebound taken in by Marziak. They reach and try to take it away. Foul will be called against the Raiders.
Fitchburg foul number 13, Sigfrido Carrillo.
Sigfrido Carrillo will be called for his 3rd.
Number 2,
Marziak, who has 13 points on the night, will get his first free throws, and probably only free throws in this contest. First one's good. Second on the team in free throws this season with 18. Sean Katubi had more with 35.
2 for 2.
He makes them both. Rodriguez 3 ball short. Put back will be good by Carrillo at the buzzer, but it won't be enough. And as Fitchburg went down to Holden and beat the Mountaineers by 10, Wachusett's come up to Fitchburg and beaten the Red Raiders by 10. 62-52 the final.
And the Raiders will host the Rangers from Westboro High School. Opening tip-off 7 p.m. Tickets available now on GoFan.
In the end, the Raiders had a good run early on in the contest, able to take a good lead. But Wachusett put off quite the run to close that first half of play, turning what was a 7-point Raider lead into a 6-point Mountaineer lead, a 15-2 run. The Raiders closed it back, brought it within a couple of possessions a few times, but couldn't get that much closer. I think 4 points was about as close as it got in the fourth quarter before Wachusett was able to pull away with it. And really, Sean Katubi was the bona fide man of action for the Mountaineers tonight. 31 points a season high, and I have to imagine a career high for the sophomore. A tremendous performance he had. Don't sleep on the performance Eric Marziak had for Wachusett. His 15 points just one short of a season high as well. For the Raiders, Victor Cucurella finished with 21 points. Sigfrido Carrillo, I had him down as 12 at the very end. But the Raiders just had trouble keeping the consistency going. And it was a tremendous performance for Wachusett, especially for Katubi. The sophomore will be one to watch in the next years. And it's going to be someone that will help this Mountaineer team rebound as they pick up just their second win of the 23-24 season. Quickly break down the scoring by quarter. It was 13 points in the first for the Red Raiders, 7 in the second, 17 in the third, and 15 in the fourth. 20 points in the first half, 32 points in the second half for a game total of 52 for the Red Raiders. Meanwhile, for Wachusett, 11 in the first quarter, 15 in second for a first half total of 26. 19 in the third and 17 in the fourth for a second half total of 36. Add that to the 26 they had in the first half. That's a game total of 62, and that's enough to get them their second win of the season and their first win in Mid-Watch A play this year, as the Mountaineers take it here against Fitchburg by a final score of 62-52. Wachusett will be back in action on Tuesday. They go down to Shrewsbury, take on the Colonials for a 7 o'clock tip. Meanwhile, the Raiders will be back in action next week. 2 more home games on this homestand. They'll have Shrewsbury on the 31st. A 7 o'clock tip here from the Crutchfield Fieldhouse. But before that, on the 29th, they'll be taking on the Westboro Rangers at 7 o'clock right here. A rematch of the season opening battle from December 8th at Westboro, where the Rangers won by 10. Maybe the Raiders will be able to turn it around, get a little revenge there. That'll wrap it up here from the Crutchfield Fieldhouse. Final score for the final time was the Fitchburg Red Raiders 52 and the Wachusett Mountaineers 62. For all the students who have come together from FHS TV to help put this broadcast together, we thank them, and I thank them as well. And for everyone there, I'm Daniel Bolak saying thank you for tuning in. We hope to see you next time. And until then, so long from Fitchburg.